Shout out to everybody
I
out there
did.
listening. This is the Native Sports Podcast. This is the Ravens. We are here for the Ravens Redskins final game. Washington, we in a little bit late. Washington down 17-0. Got Point B in the building. How you feel about what's going on today with the Skins?
It looked nasty, man. It looked ugly. It looked ugly, man.
Okay, what
It
what
looked
what
completely ugly.
what adjustments do you recommend for the team uh, today?
I don't think they're gonna make a lot of adjustments because I think that they're evaluating, and they're more evaluating than caring about who wins. And Baltimore is a team historically that's taken the preseason very seriously and want to win in the preseason. Especially with Jim Harbaugh departing, I feel like the Ravens want to take this, and I feel like us is more evaluating who players play in their zones, who get out of zones, stuff like that, who comes and make tackles, just stuff like that. So I don't even see a lot of our players even still out there in the second, even though we're down 17 to nothing. So if there was some type of adjustment to be made, it would to me be on the players' behalf. Actually, the players would want to say, "I want to make this team. I got to go out there and make a play. I got to get an interception. I got to strip the ball. I got to catch a pass. I got to break a tackle." That's the adjustment that would need to be made. I mean, because at the end of the day, the coaches they got a job already, so it's on the players right now. Are you going to make a play to make the team?
Well, apparently everybody's already been chosen. That's that's what Dan Quinn said. There's only 2 spots or 3 spots available. The way he said it. So I mean, I'm not sure you're giving the players a lot of motivation. If you're telling them I've already chosen everybody. So that's my only pushback to that. Is
Will be
Dan
will
Quinn said
will
he only
be
has 2 or 3 spots available.
will
So I
be
don't know
the
if that's the smart thing to do.
be the player that makes the team. Be the second or third. If there's 3 spots left, be one of the three. If there's 2 spots left, be one of the two.
Okay, I definitely get your stance. It's 3rd and 1 for the Redskins. 17 nothing Ravens. 6:02 left in the second. Um, you got the Ravens in shotgun, fakes the handoff, throws it to the outside. First down Ravens. They are in field goal range. They're probably going to add some more points on here on a 17 nothing ball game already. This 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Ravens. Tackle by 29 on for the Skins on the outside. So no wrapping up. Rush with the hit, but he just didn't wrap up. And that's John Riggins, who's doing the broadcast, has talked about it pretty much the whole game. He said we are not wrapping up, and that is why we have a lot of missed tackles. And John Riggins would know if anybody else. He has probably the most broken tackles in the history of the NFL, so he knows how to make a tackle and how you're going to get the tackle. And he's talked about wrapping up pretty much the whole game. Run for the Ravens. Ravens on the outside. They get inside the 10-yard line. Another first down. 12-yard gain for the Ravens. They are in. Looks like they're inside the 11 or 12-yard line. And, no, they on the 14 maybe. Well, they're setting up on the 14. We'll see. Where they are. I can't see the snap. It's a 6-play, 79-yard drive for the Ravens. They pretty much ran the ball most of the time, and they are in the red zone.
Whoever number 47 was, man, that was a monster hit though. 47 had a monster hit. I mean, make stand out, make a standout play. And in my opinion, if you make that hit, punch the ball out. Show that you're trying to make the team. In my opinion, that's what this game is. In my opinion, for the rest of the players, make the team.
I can see that. I just think that. I mean, for me, it's a little different. For me, it's a little different. I would like to see our coaches do a better job. I think we have inexperienced coaches. I think that we have an inexperienced staff. I think the staff hasn't proven pretty much anything this year other than they can beat the Dolphins. Last year was pretty. I mean, last week was pretty bad. And today is even worse than that. So we're moving in the wrong direction. I would like to see, like right now, time of possession, 19 minutes to the Ravens for Washington for 5. Ravens out on the run. He throws it, almost interception. Good play, 32. Again, we're gonna yell out numbers because a lot of these players are not, have not played and haven't been on the roster. So, but But it was a great play. It was a great play. Yeah, Knight Senior with the play. Quantrez Knight Senior with the play. He's from UCLA in his third season. He made a good play. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure that I would like to see us get some continuity, right? Get some continuity throughout this process. I would like to see, our coaches really just show um, how they would play it, even if you got down in a regular season game. To me, all preseason games is a forefront for the regular season. So to me, what you do in the preseason, how you practice is how you play.
I mean, I understand that. I agree with that as well. I feel like this is a for some of those people that want to make a team. I think that this is their opportunity, though. I do feel like the coaches, you want to. To me, I take preseason games seriously too. I would like to win the preseason games, but I also understand that there's an evaluation process that needs to be set. And so, certain players need to play, and you're not going to have the best talent in that situation. But if the play calls are good and the execution is good, then we can still go out there and win some games. And I understand that there's a restriction. There's a huge restriction on. There's a massive restriction on what you can really call. But I mean, realistically, you got to do what you got to do, whatever it is that you can do to make it, to make it look competitive. You don't want to be down 17-0 in no game at all.
Last year we were
And
down 17-0 in the first half in more than half of the games of the season. So that's why this doesn't look good to me. This smells like last year. This game specifically looks like a game that we played last year. This first half looks like a first half from last year. Because we were down so much in the first half of those games last year. So that's why for me, I would like to see us take this a little bit more serious. That's just my personal opinion. I would like to.
now that brings up the thing of what kind of team are you? Are you a team that's going to fight all 60 minutes? If you are down 17-0, what type of team are you?
Right,
The
right,
competitors are you?
right, right. And that's kind of where I stand too. Is like you gotta. This is a dress rehearsal. So if you're down, to me, all preseason games are dress rehearsal. So if you're down 17 in a normal game, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? 17 is not insurmountable. You see the difference between this team. Do you remember in the 2024 season? We did the preseason that season. Do you remember how Jake Fromm played?
And my man Farm was balling.
And guess what? We won a lot of those games. We looked really good at that preseason. If you remember, Fromm looked really good. We looked really good in that preseason, and we went out and won 12 games and went to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
So I think that the preseason matters for us, especially for Quinn.
I mean, I agree. The Cowboys are 2-0 right now. The Eagles are 0-2. The Giants are 1-1. So those are our division foes right now.
Touchdown
Um,
Ravens, 24-0. 3 minutes left in the second. Ravens just scored 23-0. And then you got a field goal that's probably going to run. Wester with the touchdown on the strike in the middle. Washington looks dejected over there on the sideline. That sideline looks terrible. Dan Quinn is doing. That's my thing. When you see your sideline like that, are you going to go huddle them up? I don't care even if it is a preseason game. 9 plays, 91 yards on that drive for the Ravens.
yeah,
That is
that's
10
crazy.
yards a play. 9 plays, 91 yards. The kick is up for the Ravens. It is good. 24 donut. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm just saying. This can't be good. This can't be good, right? For confidence. And the thing is, it was bad coverage. You got a linebacker on a wide receiver. And Brian Mitchell rightfully pointed it out. He said you can't have a linebacker covering him in the red zone. And again, Brian Mitchell would know. Brian Pitt, if anybody would know, Brian Pitt, you would know. To be fair, the ball was not a good. It was a poorly thrown ball. It was behind the receiver. So I guess if you have a cornerback there instead of a linebacker.
But that's what I mean by make a play. Madrano, you right there. You a person that's trying to make the team.
He should
make
be
a
covering
play.
the receiver though. That's a
I don't care what
matchup.
it is, but I don't care what you covering. Make a play. And he threw it in the seam. It looked like it was a zone coverage, and he threw it in the seam.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even in that sense, you got to match your people up better. To me, I would think you would want a better matchup there. Oh, he fumbled. Redskins got it back. Bradley was on a return, and this is another thing. Jeremy Lane hasn't returned the ball once in preseason. But when y'all drafted him, y'all said he was going to be the returner. He ran one back last year. Yes, he did have some fumbling problems, but you at least are not going to try to get that out of him?
Well, I think he made the team, and I think that he's going to be the kick returner. The kick returner. The punt returner for sure.
Right. But
I don't know if he's going to be the kick returner.
If you don't give him a couple reps in the preseason, he hasn't returned one kick in the preseason.
And I agree. I would like to see him at least return one or two,
especially
even if he's going out
there. The fact that he had a few fumbling problems.
I would like to see him just go out there and do some fair catches.
Yeah. You got to let him get a chance to get better at. Practice makes perfect. You got to let him get a chance to get better at his craft too. That's only fair.
Yeah, I agree with that 1,000,000%.
So that's my thing with Dan Quinn. That's my thing with some of what we got going on is I would like to see us just be better at some of the things we doing. That's it. Play action for Khalil Mack. He's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 9 now with 3rd and 9 for Washington. 2:57 left in the second quarter. Washington down 24 donut in this one. Yeah, this is not what you want. Not what you want. Manis is in shotgun. Washington at the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. Man in motion. Manis back to pass, hits his back foot, looks, turns, throws. It is a short throw. Nowhere near first down. We're going to have to punt. Kager with the reception, but that will be a punt for Washington.
Mask got act like he trying to make things. First down throwing a screen pass, don't love it. First down throwing a screen pass, don't love it. You're down 24-0. Why is you throwing a screen pass?
Absolutely.
You follow me?
But again, if we want to be honest, this is what it looked like in the even when J5 was on the field. If everybody want to go back to this week's practice against the Ravens, this is what it looked like. It looked terrible. We cannot say that the people who reported back on the practice this week, on the joint practice, did not warn us that this would happen, because they did.
Yeah.
And that's more my philosophy. How you practice is how you play. But again, when J5 and it was against this Ravens team, it looked the same, they said. It did not look any different.
Yeah, our offensive line is banged up. And so I want to see what that's going to look like week 1 right now. To me, that's my biggest concern.
None of it looks good right now. I got a lot of concerns.
The offense, defense. I'm going to say this. The defense, I don't think the defense is going to look this bad This the worst the defense has looked, in my opinion. I don't think the defense will look this bad in the regular season. I do think that this is a patchwork defense right now, and you're trying to just throw people out there. But this looks really bad, regardless. You are getting stomped, and instead of you having some respect for yourself, you not. It doesn't seem that way.
I agree.
It doesn't. You
Yeah, I
know.
totally agree. I totally agree. And even though we don't have, like right now, even though I don't have it up on the screen, I'm still gonna read out some of the tweets that are coming in from the Redskin fans in regards to this, to this game, because again, I think the fan base, of course, the fan base has limited information. However, I think the fan base be pointing things out that maybe we should consider at some point, as as an organization. And I think the fans be knowing. The fans be knowing. See, people forget. Just like you got professional football players, you got professional fans, people who've been watching this game for years, longer than the players been playing, far longer than the players been playing. So the fans will know what they're looking at, and I don't think that should be underestimated at all.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, it doesn't look good. I tell you that it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
It
absolutely,
doesn't look good.
absolutely. So moving forward, let me ask you this: out of all the players you've seen in the preseason, who would you like for them to keep? Who's your top guys for them to keep? Give me like top three guys you would like for them to keep.
Uh, I mean, Quan Martin for sure, and I mean, of course, he's making a team, but
No, no,
I
no, no.
think
I
he has.
mean guys on the bubble. Guys on the bubble.
Okay, 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 okay. Joseph, Joseph, on the defensive line. Um, uh, on the bubble. So Joseph for sure. Tyler Owens. You could consider him on the bubble. He was on the team last year, but he's one of the bottom safeties on the depth chart. He's playing a lot today. Um, and Henry, and the running back Henry. That's kind of my top three right there that I think that should make the team that's on the bubble right now. And I mean Henry, because I think Henry is one of those backs that's had a pretty good he's had a pretty good preseason. I think that with reps, he'll get better and he'll advance. I mean, Katron Island, I know they like him and stuff like that. Maybe he can be used as a short down back, but I haven't seen him get more than like 2 or 3 yards anyway. But for a 2 or 3 yard, you might need one. He can get the one for you, but I don't know if he gets much more than the one. But I feel like Henry's the type of guy that is a kind of explosive, got some good speed. I think Rashad White's going to take up a lot of the reps, and I think Jakarski Murray's going to take up a lot of the other ones. So I don't really think we're going to see these backs but so much. But I would like to see Henry, and then Joseph, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I want to get his name right. Make sure, uh, because I mean, to be real, he's made plays. He's made plays all preseason. I mean, he's made plays all preseason. Okay, I mean, what more? What more can you say about somebody that's caused fumbles, been wreaking havoc? He is a draft pick. I think we have a lot of edge rushers, especially when you talk about like a Dedrick Wise coming back and Dorrance Armstrong and all of them. So I do think that uh, I think it's a tough sale, but I mean, to be real, to be 100, he's made some plays and he's been impressive.
Ravens on the third down, they throw it incomplete. Washington get them off the field. We're gonna have an opportunity to see them in the red, in the sorry, not red zone, in the 2-minute offense, in the 2-minute offense, we'll have an opportunity to see Washington.
Yeah,
AK is good
Joshua
though.
Josephs.
Yeah,
I,
Joshua
I
Joseph.
want to say his name. Yeah, Joshua Josephs. I want to say his name wrong. I knew it was.
McCaffrey is returning the punt. I do not personally want to see McCaffrey as a returner. That's just me.
I don't want. I don't think he should be returning punts in the third preseason game in the second half. I mean, if you've used him as a returner at other times, why would he be out there as a return man in the second half? I mean, maybe they feel like they about to cut McCaffrey. I don't know. He does have a drop today, and maybe they just wanted to keep somebody out there that's a little bit more short-handed. But I don't know. I don't love that.
Yeah, I don't either. Especially when you've given Jalen Lane, the guy who's actually going to be out there, limited reps there.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I don't like it to second side because he got hurt doing it last year, and so that's the second part I don't like for that because that ended his career. I mean, that career, sorry, ended his season with that, and he was having a great season at receiver. So I just think that I just don't like that there. They fake the screen to McCaffrey, go back on the other side on the screen pass on first down. That's what you said, -1 yards. You said you didn't love it, and you were right. Screen pass, another screen pass they tried on first down, -1 yard.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Offense can't get anything done, and I can't say it's AK. AK putting the ball where it's needed. It's these. To me, it's the play calling.
Deron Jones, man, is Deron Jones. I like Deron Jones on the sideline. I'm not loving Blau, but I do like Deron Jones so far. We needed a stop. He made one. We was getting beat up all game. You know what I'm saying? They produced a stop. Stuff like that is important, even
Absolutely,
in this what's the name? You know,
absolutely,
even in this state.
absolutely.
And I
I
mean, I get that you don't want to take no risk, but why not take risks? Why not? This the preseason. It don't matter. Go in, go downfield. Why are you throwing screen passes?
throw it in. Oh, another drop by McCaffrey. A drop by McCaffrey. Another drop by McCaffrey. And Brian Mitchell even said you got to catch that.
I mean, he had an amazing catch, but then he got a couple drops, and that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, that was a plain old drop. That was a clear drop. A clear drop. But he was scared of the hit. He was scared of the hit. To be honest, he had a man in front of him, and that's what I mean. By he don't seem to have his confidence back. He don't see after getting hurt. He just seemed like he just don't have his confidence. Back to pass. AK. He's looking. Went back. No, that was a bad throw. That wasn't the greatest throw. Wasn't the greatest call to me either, though. They say Williams looks better than Diggs. They say Williams looks like the third receiver. That's what they saying. Williams look like the third receiver. Um, Diggs will probably be the fourth receiver. I mean, Diggs' face look crazy. Everybody's face look just doesn't. We don't. The energy is terrible. The energy on that sideline is pretty bad. The energy. I mean, the faces. I mean, and you'll see it. Like right now, you got J5. I see a Chig and Stephon Diggs all chopping it up, but their body language is not good. I mean, you're down 20 for nothing. I don't expect their body language to be good either, even if they're not on the field. I can't hear you. Your mic off.
My bad. I was saying exactly. Yeah, I mean, to be real, the body language is bad, but it's not just the body language. The play call. It's like y'all don't even want to be out there. It's
Right.
like y'all don't even want to be out there. And if y'all don't want to be out there, especially this early in the season, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Khaled Manis. I don't feel like he went out there and took the job either right now. You got to take that third job from Sam Hartman. And I feel like they gave him the time to show that he can go out there and kind of show it. And now I don't know if Hartman's going to play the second half. I don't know if they dressed more than one person. And if Khaled Manis gets the whole game, Khaled Manis better go out there and show that he deserves to be on the sideline.
I don't think
Now.
they I don't think they've given Manis a great chance to look good in this one either. And I think that's because they want Mariota as the backup. And maybe I could be wrong, but what I'm seeing is it looked like a hit job on Manis. To be fair,
And maybe they did it, and maybe they did it to reserve him for later on down the line.
they're not going to
And I
reserve him
would,
because he's going to be gone. I think.
I don't think he played well enough this game.
I don't think he's played bad either. Like, to be fair,
Yeah,
the play calling isn't great. You know what I mean? Just to be fair to him, the play calling
no, it
hasn't
hasn't
been
been
great.
great.
And Allen fumbled on the first play, right? So you got 3-4 drops that I can name. McCaffrey got 2 by itself. So I don't think I can't blame Manis for this one. Yeah, I'm not big on blaming Manis for this.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my thing at the end of the day. Is my thing with them is they got to clean it up. They got to clean it up, and I would like to see. I would like to see. I don't care who's on the field, right? This is always my philosophy. I want my fourth team, my fourth stringers, to be good enough to be a first stringer. That's me. That's always my
Yeah.
mentality on any team. I don't care basketball, football, baseball, whatever. You may be called to play if you're on this roster. I need for you to be as good as my starting guy. That's what I feel. There's no,
Absolutely.
yeah, there's no such thing as a backup to me. There's no such thing.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. Coward played really well as well. I'm gonna
Coward
give
is
him
playing
respect.
good. Coward is playing good.
Yeah,
Coward is
Coward
playing
played really
good.
well.
He
I
is
don't know if it's
somebody. That is somebody I would like to see make this roster. That's one of my top players that I would like to see make this roster. I think he's made. He caused 2 of the turnovers, 2 of the 5 turnovers they raving about in the preseason.
Yeah.
He essentially caused them. So I would
Yeah.
like to see Coward make this team. He's from Maryland guy. He's played really good in this preseason. He's had his moments of not being good, but most of his moments have been pretty good.
Yeah.
To be fair to him.
Exactly. I mean, it's 24 to nothing, 47 seconds left in the second from what I'm at right
This
now.
was a kick he should have
Right.
made. I think he should have. Well, I don't know. Should he have made this? Was
Fred,
about 50, 51
Fred
yards.
Davis.
He missed it pretty bad. 51 yarder. The Ravens missed it really bad. That was a really bad miss. 2 seconds left in the second half. I mean, the first half. Washington probably nailed it. Or I would like to see them try Hail Mary here. Khaled Manis has the arm, and Lord knows we need something right now.
Why
And
not?
just to get it.
Why not?
Would like to see us try Hail Mary here rather than nail it.
We not though. They gonna reserve that. I would like a Hail Mary though as well. What does it hurt? It's the preseason.
Right, exactly. What
It's
does
the
it hurt?
preseason. So what does it hurt? So I don't know.
They ran the ball to Henry. I don't
Why?
like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. I think you try. I think you try for what's the name?
Why?
I think you try for I think you try for a
If you want to
Hail
run the
Mary
ball,
there.
yeah. If you want to run the ball, you definitely throw a Hail Mary.
I don't want that play
If you
call.
want to run the ball, you definitely throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
You
I
follow
don't.
what
I
I'm
don't.
saying?
Yeah, Yeah, I don't understand that one. Then I don't get
Hey,
that
I'm
one.
gonna be real. Barnes, Barnes number 47. He been flying around this game. I'm gonna give him a shout out here. I like Barnes so far. He been flying around. He the dude that had that big hit. He done made some impactful tackles. Barnes been flying around. Yeah, Barnes been flying around. Barnes look like a baller to me. I mean, but realistically, these are practice squad spots. We already got mainly our 52. The only thing I don't know about our 52 is our offensive line. That's what I don't know what's going on with. And I think that we're going to go after waivers. I think that once waivers clear, we're going to see some movement on the offensive line. That's what I think.
Thing is this is y'all waited this late in the season to start making moves in regards to your offensive line or anything else. And yes, I get
No,
you wait till you clear waivers, but I just think
no,
that it should have been more attention on the offensive line, especially once Biade is left, knowing that that was your anchor. I think that you should have made a more of an effort to make sure that Dan Quinn and company had enough to work with if somebody didn't work out. I don't like how
well,
Adam Peters played this.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think that the starting offensive line is necessarily bad, but I do think because like Allegretti's not playing right now because he's resting up for the season. You got people like Coleman who played well. Coleman played really well in the Coleman played really well in the joint practice. Okay, so from what I hear, Coleman's been playing really well at that left tackle spot. So we did just bring in DJ Humphreys, who may help that left tackle as well. I would assume Cosme, he's going to play and he's going to play well. Now, Cosme, that's the person I'm scared with about Philly because Cosme normally be getting dogged by Philly. I'm going to call a spade a spade. You get what I'm saying? That's the person I don't love to take on Philly. You know what I'm saying? So um, right now, JD5 running off the field smiling. Dan Quinn is trying to get these people. I don't know what this is. Me personally, if Bill Belichick was getting beat 24-0, now this is what I will say about you and Dan Quinn's beef, right? I feel like if Bill Belichick was getting beat 24-0, he would have an issue. He would have an issue. And I feel like some of the other greats would have an issue regardless of when it was. I don't recall Bill Belichick being beat 24-0. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I just don't see it happening often. I will say this: we can't be a team that don't take real live action serious. So, um, while I do think Roby going a little hard on Dan Quinn and on the staff, I gotta call a spade a spade when it comes to like this is the reality that we are in competition and this is live competition. So I don't want y'all taking this lightly as if it's not live competition.
And that's my thing more than anything.
Yeah,
Is it's been terrible. It's been
yeah.
terrible. At least the last 2 weeks. And honestly, this doesn't give me a lot of confidence that Dan Quinn can right that ship if it starts going left. Because he definitely didn't do it last year. And in the first
Um,
season when he played, he didn't win. He didn't lose a lot of consecutive games to have to right the ship.
no,
So
we did. We lost a couple games in a
we
row.
lost 2 games in a row at the most. We never lost 3 games in a row in that season. We only lost 6 games the whole season. So there wasn't a
Five,
lot. It
five.
wasn't a. It, huh?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess yeah.
yeah. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of And then when we had our worst loss of the season was in the NFC Championship. When our most important game was the worst loss of the season, and Dan Quinn the next year he had a whole off season to bring us back, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we have recovered from that NFC Championship loss yet. I'm not sure we have, and so that's my concern with Dan Quinn is that what are you going to do to right the ship if it start going left?
I would say this. I agree with you last year. He did not recover from the NFC Championship. I will agree with you on that. I will say because And I'm not saying it's all just him because in my opinion, I feel like injuries had a whole lot to do with our lack of success last year. I feel like I feel like Terry McLaurin deserves a lot of the blame for bringing in the bad mojo. To be honest, I mean Terry, my man, but Terry, if you start the season without that contract negotiation, this, that, and the other, you get there. Even if you're not 100% healthy, you get healthy by the start of the season. We start the season a lot better with him and Debo Samuel. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a wasted year for Debo, honestly, to be 100. And I feel like we could have really did something. But to be honest, I don't know what we could have done with Joe Witt as the defensive coordinator anyway. You know, so
Now, we'll take the San Francisco 49ers, right? After they lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs, where the Chiefs only put up 23 points, they got rid of their defensive coordinator. I think Steve Wilks was great, and I don't agree with the move, but you know that's what type of standard that team set after giving up 55 in the NFC Championship game. To be fair to the Redskin fans, Joe Witt should have been fired,
I agree. I agree. I agree.
and we waited a whole year to do it. We was a year late on firing Witt. It was inevitable, I think, to pretty much all the Redskin fans that Witt wasn't the guy. You know, that Witt wasn't the guy. Especially early in last year, we started to see it about week 4, week 5.
Yeah,
So I think after the NFC Championship, compiled with week 4 and week 5, then I think that you should have made a move early in the season last year. He should have been started the season on the bubble.
I agree.
And so these are some of the things with Quinn. I would like to see him as the head man and as the manager of the team, essentially on the field. I would like to see Quinn clean up.
I agree. And see, me, I understand how you feel about Quinn. I don't blame just Quinn on everything. There are some things I feel like is on Quinn. And I do feel like recovering as far as a coach after a tough loss is something that you must do. Excuse me if y'all hear all that in the background. Excuse me if you hear all that. That's just the DC streets making noise, you know. But just how I feel, when you got Dan Quinn, you gotta get back on your grind. Oh, dang, this
Yes,
joint is here.
I agree. I agree. If you Quinn, you gotta hold it down. It's your as the leader and the manager of this team. You gotta. I mean, and everybody else, honestly, were especially in that first year. You had a Bobby Wagner. You had some pieces there that whose experience. Bobby Wagner's experienced a Super Bowl loss to the pay, one of the worst ones. The Marshawn Lynch on goal line Super Bowl loss. He's experienced that, right? And so you had people on the roster, I think last year, at least more people on the roster last year, who could understand how to pull us back and get us back on the right track. And I'm not sure he used those pieces correctly.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I will say this. I think that our roster is better than last year. A lot better. Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. No, we don't got Debo Samuel, but we got Diami now back, and we got Stephon Diggs. Okay, and we got Williams. So I think our receiving core got a lot better, a ton better. We got rid of Zach Ertz, who was just trash when we needed him to be good. We
I
got
can
a
agree with that.
faster.
I wasn't a Zach Ertz fan last year, so
We,
I can
we,
agree with
we
that.
got a we got a faster, stronger guy in that spot. You know, so I think we're a ton better there. Now, offensive line, we're not going to be a ton better, but I want to see what Brandon Coleman got, man. He might be able to replace Tunsil 1 year.
Coleman was great. Let me say this. Coleman is fine. I have no doubt about
Man,
Coleman. I know how Coleman can hold his
yeah.
own because Coleman, to
So,
be fair to Coleman, when he was the starter, we did go to the NFC Championship game. When he started as a
that,
rookie, as a rookie, and he was way better than. And when you take Coleman and Connerly, he was way better than Connerly as a rookie.
Yes, he
Way
will.
better.
And see, this is the thing. I will say this: if Connerly, if Connerly took a step up, he's going to be better than the Con. I think he took a bit of a step up. I think he should be better than the Connerly of last year, and that way, that is an upgrade in that spot too. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like offensively, we have gotten better. Defensively now, I
Now
feel
I
like
don't know about that because you got one question mark with offense, which is Blau. Blau. I don't know if Blau is going to be better than Kingsbury. Kingsbury wasn't great, but he did have a top five running game last year. We did average middle with a pack. We was in offense. We were middle with a pack as far as points and things like that. And so I don't know. That's my question on offense. Yes, you do have better players, but do you have a better coach?
now I agree. No, he's not going to be better than Cliff Kingsbury first year out, right? Now, that doesn't mean that we won't have a better offense. That don't mean that we won't have a better record. But do I think that a rookie coach first time over a person that's been a head coach is going to be better in the first year? No. Now, Mark, what I'm saying is that
Well,
hey,
I got to read out these first half stats. 15 rushing yards, 45 passing yards, one turnover, one down, one first down in the whole first half. Baltimore has 206 passing yards compared to 45, 68 rushing yards compared to the Redskins, 15. No turnovers compared to the Redskins, one, and 17 first downs compared to the Redskins, one first down. One first down the whole first half.
that's pitiful. They said that this offense has looked the worst that it's ever looked. And this is as bad as the offense can look. Okay. Now, now, the reason why I'm not so mad about this is because this is the slap in the face that David Blau needs right now. This is the slap in the face he needs because you
They
can't
huddled
say
up. There we go. There we go. Jones, no. Izzo. Izzo got his guys huddled up. Finally. Finally.
listen though. Listen, bro. I think this is the slap in the face that he need though. He can't go in the season scoring 0 points in the first half. You get what I'm saying? And honestly, this is where you can blame Dan Quinn, right? You love blaming Dan. Guess what? I bet not see a zero in the first half. None this season. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet not see a zero in the first half. None this season. Because you already blanked it. You already had a blank sheet in the first half as far as the points go. Now, now I will say this. I'm not as concerned about the preseason. Okay? Preseason don't shake me up. Preseason don't scare me with so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so shaken up about the preseason. It is the regular season I'm really more concerned about and ready to see what's gonna happen. But, and this is my biggest but this is not a good sign, like Robin's saying. You can't have a blank sheet in the preseason. Now, the Ravens defense has been one of the stingiest defenses in the preseason. So, for the betters, betting under on the Ravens games might be a move. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But this what I'm thinking. This what I'm saying. To be honest, the Ravens defense is not as good as Philly's. Who they have on the field today is not as good as Philly's. And so that's why I'm majorly concerned right now.
Well, see, this is the thing. Who we had on the field is not going to be who playing against Philly.
Right, but hear me out. What I mean by that, the first team, our first team didn't even look good either.
Our first team wasn't playing today. None of our
No,
first.
meaning on the joint practice. The joint practice.
Oh well, that wasn't even our
You got a
first team.
flag on the first down. Washington hands the ball off. Hartman to Robert Henry, and it looks like a holding call on Washington.
That wasn't our first team either, though. Honest. I mean, that was our first skill position players, but that wasn't our first team offense. I mean, our first team offensive line. So offensive line, what it looks like week one is going to look like it's going to be Brandon Coleman left tackle. It looks like Wiley is going to end up being the left guard. It looks like uh, Allegretti is going to be the starting center. Sam Cosmi is going to be the starting right guard, and Josh Conerly is going to be the right tackle. So on the joint practice, uh, Conerly only played half the time. He didn't play the whole joint. Allegretti didn't play, of course. Cosme didn't play because of sickness. So that's the only person that really played was Brandon Coleman, and he played well. So I'm not as scared yet. You get what I'm saying?
I am, and because I don't think Allegretti's going to play good. He hasn't played all preseason. I don't perceive him playing good. Um, Cosme, I think, might play decently. I think that we have. I don't expect Connerly to play good. Just to be fair, Hartman is sacked on the second down and 10. It's going to be a third and long. I don't. I don't perceive. I don't perceive. Outside of the guy you named, Brandon Coleman. Outside of Brandon Coleman, none of them have really played good against Philly, career-wise.
Cosme played okay against Philly.
You said who?
Cosme.
No, because
And,
remember,
Connerly.
no. You got to remember this. He didn't play in the NFC Championship game.
No,
He did play in
Connerly.
it. He did.
Connerly played okay against Philly too. Connerly he had a really bad first three games, which was against some dogs with the pass rushing. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it slowed down for him. He played okay. He played decently against Philly.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He was. I know he gave up at least one sack, minimum. And I just don't. It's a good catch, great catch on the sideline by Bradley. It was almost. I mean Kager, but it was almost. It looked like it was almost picked. But either way, that was a great catch. I got to give him some credit. I don't perceive Connor. I don't have no confidence in Connolly. Just personally, I don't have no confidence in Connolly. I got to see more from him. I got to see him play better consistently, right? So you can have a couple good plays, but I want to see some consistency out of Connolly. Consistency.
Yeah. Now listen. He allowed 8 sacks total last year. Okay. Now the first 8 games, he allowed 6 sacks. Okay. The last 9 games, he allowed 2 sacks.
Yeah, but that's somebody else's stat reading. I would like to go and see and look at those stat readings myself. I'm not even all that confident in those stat readings because a lot of stuff they put on there, I'll go look at the game and it'll look different, you know. So what I'm speaking from is more about the film I've seen on Connolly that I've watched in game film. I just feel like, I'm not going to just give him a vote of confidence right now after giving up a season where you gave up 8 sacks by yourself. You're not getting a vote of confidence from me until I see you after about week 5 or week 4. I'm like, all right, he's been solid the whole year. He's changed.
Yeah. No. Definitely. I mean, I wouldn't give him a pass either. But I'm just saying that the last 9 games, he wasn't as bad as he was the first 8 games. And I think that if he plays like he played the last 9 games, even if he gives up 4 sacks, that's a lot. But that's a lot better than what we had last year. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if you're giving up 2 sacks every 9 games, that means you're giving up a sack every 4.5 games. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I feel like that could be better, but I'm not mad at that as a second-year player. You know?
Absolutely. And that's just my issue. Several issues with them. It's just, again, when you look at last year, we look at our schedule this year, especially in the first half of the season. It's pretty tough, and for a lot of players, they're gonna say, or a lot of people, they might say, "Oh, it ain't that tough. It ain't this. It ain't that." But we got to remember our history against the teams that we're playing against in the first 5 games. Yes, for another team, it might not be tough, but for us, we've struggled. The Cowboys beat us 80-something to 12 last year. The Eagles, we had success in the last game of the season against the Eagles, but that was Saquon Barkley didn't play. A.J. Brown didn't play. I don't even think Jalen Hurts played in that game.
Yeah.
So now, that's not. I don't count that as a lot of success when you played against the team's backups. And yeah, you beat them, but they didn't play their starters.
Well, realistically, what we need to do is we need to really take this very, very seriously. You know what I mean? The first 3 games the first 2 games, in my opinion, is the most serious games that we can have. It is the most serious games that we can have. You know, I mean, and that was a Jacoby Jones drop on 4th down. I can't even blame Hartman on that. That was a good pass by Hartman. That was a good pass by Hartman.
Yeah, if Baltimore scores again, it's officially a rout. It's already a rout now, but it's officially ugly if they score again. 31-0 is ugly. That's ugly.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be real. I think we need to take this and we need to come into the season mad, come into the season angry off of that. The last time that we got seen, we was getting beat 31-0.
They going deep. It is not deep, but it's a catch to the 40-yard line. Did it hit the ground? Nope, that's a catch for Baltimore. 1st and 10. Fagano. Fagano is with the throw.
I mean, he been busting out. He been killing. Fagano been killing. They gonna get Fagano. I'm gonna be real. Somebody's gonna snatch Fagano because he going on the practice squad before they snatch what's her name?
Yeah. No, you talking Fagano? I don't know. Fagano ain't as big as the AK. Just got the prototypical size throwing motion. Oh no, he didn't catch it. Fagano, he didn't catch it. They didn't give him that. But he just got a lot of prototypical things that I think a lot of people gonna be interested in. And he's only in his second. Is he a rookie or is he in his second year? I think he's a rookie. So he still got upside. Jesse Minter is the coach for the Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to Jesse Minter because he seemed to have them on track to do something decent this year. I would not count out Baltimore for a Super Bowl run. I would not count them out. They look just as good as New England looked last year when we played them in the dress rehearsal. And I said, oh, this team is serious. And they ended up going to the Super Bowl.
New England's another team that's going to be scary this year with A.J. Brown.
Absolutely. And, so that's another thing. For us wanting to be a top-end team and have our quarterback to be a top-end quarterback, oh, my goodness. Personal foul on the Redskins. Number 38. Davis. Automatic first down. Davis has committed a few penalties today. He seems to be a rough rider. And so but it wasn't on TJ. It was on Davis. Why are y'all showing him hitting the quarterback? It was not a call against the quarterback. Why are we showing 58? It was a call 38. Hand it off. Oh, my goodness. He got flipped. Jonathan Ward.
I mean.
Yeah, he got flipped. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to me, you don't go airborne unless you get to the goal line. I don't know what that was for. You can get hurt. Never go airborne unless you hit the goal line. Because it's just, what is the point? You two got to go airborne for a first down, and then y'all throw an interception on the next play, and you all banged up. Risk versus reward, baby. Risk versus reward.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That's what we didn't like Mariota doing it last year. We like, why are you jumping? Where are you going? What are you doing, Mariota? All right, you got a 24 nothing Baltimore lead with the ball down at the 25-yard line. 11:54 left in this one. 2nd and 1. It's been ugly today for the Washington football team, Washington Redskins. I would like to see. I just would like to see some fight. I would like to see some fight. And honestly, I would like to see this roster built out a little bit better. If this is what you get because you don't have for 24 nothing because you feel like you ain't got your starters in, then you definitely need some new backups.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. You gotta. This can't be the standard. Our backup quarterback situation is a lot worse than what we think it is.
I mean, you might be right. I agree with that because I'm not. He got run again. Ward again. He gets about 6 yards on the carry. $10-yard gain, actually. 10-yard gain. I mean, this looks bad. This looks bad. And we could call it all we want. But again, last year our preseason looked bad too. The only preseason that so far that we've had that's been decent was the one with Jake Fromm. They should have brought Jake Fromm back over Sam Hartman, to be honest.
I agree.
To be fair, agree. We all said Jake Fromm outplayed Sam Hartman. Yeah. And he ain't seen it, and he ain't been back on the roster since, and he ain't nowhere else playing.
No, I think Jake Fromm he was in Denver. I think he still was. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have gave him another shot. If y'all was gonna give anybody a shot.
I agree.
Because he actually progressed. He was terrible when under Ron Rivera. Quinn got here, he was decent.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a throw, Baltimore, another catch, another 10-yard gain, 11, 12, 12-yard gain. Baltimore 1st and goal from the 1. So we looking at possibly a 31-0 deficit with 10 minutes left. Huh?
He was with the Lions. He was with the Lions.
Okay.
In 2024, he's not with nobody right now, though.
See, that's what I mean. So if you were to bring Hartman back, why not give Fromm another shot?
I agree.
Handed off, Baltimore, touchdown, 31 donut. Untouched. Jonathan Ward with the touchdown. This is super ugly. Would they put up 50? Would it be 50-0? I mean, this is no end in sight right now. There's 10 minutes left in the third. 9:41. 7 plays, 51 yards, 3:10 off the clock. 30-0. This is crazy. It's a lot of Redskin fans in the building, too, that drove up. I would leave. I would leave that game. I would leave. I'm not standing in that stadium at that number on the road, 31-0. No way. You have to hear that. No way. No way if I stayed in there for that. I could do it. Again, shout out to everybody out there listening. This is the Nature Sports Podcast bringing you Redskin football. Last preseason game of the season. Washington really not putting nothing together today. A lot of what the guys said in the joint practice is coming to fruition. They said we were having trouble. They said we were having a lot of things going on. And a lot of that has proven itself to be 1,000,000% true. I guess we could trust the reporters we got. I guess we got different reporters, better reporters. And to be fair, the reporters who work for the actual networks, they did not report that it was that bad. It was the internet reporters The Washington Independent, which we are an independent network, the Washington Independent Networks are the ones that told the truth, and I'm going to give them some credit. They told us what was going on. If you was a bettor and you heard what they said this week and you bet against the Redskins, you won big today.
Crazy.
But to be fair, and shout out to all the independent podcasters, they told us it was bad.
Yeah.
And this is bad, right? This is bad. But again, last year, we was down 31-0 to the Vikings. I believe 31-0 to the Lions. 31-0 to the Cowboys. So this looks like what it was last year, to be fair. It looked like remnants of last year. It looks like remnants of last year. Now, I will say this. A couple of the weak links have gone from last year, if you went and looked at the film. Now, mind you, we got Seattle in week 3. People don't get that. We got Seattle in week 3. Right? We got Philly, Dallas, and Seattle opening up this season. Come on now. Come on now. Dallas beat us by 40. Philly beat us in it. Like I said, Philly kind of ended our track with the NFC Championship loss. So this is a tough schedule in the beginning based on our own history with Dan Quinn.
Yeah, at this point, this is just bad. It's embarrassing at this point. It's worse than bad. It's embarrassing.
The hole right up the middle of the field. Brian Mitchell know what he know. On the return, Bradley on the return, he had a hole wide up the middle of the field, and Brian Mitchell says if he hits that thing running full speed, he's gone. And when you looked at the replay, the hole was wide open. Who better to know than the Hall
I'm
of
behind
Fame
you, so I'll see.
Greatest return of all time? Who better to know that? How these returners have not pulled Brian Mitchell up and said, help me learn how to do this, is crazy to me.
Why we haven't tried to help bring him in on the return team?
Right. How do you not go talk to the greatest returner of all time? Hands it off, 24. Oh, he made a man move. Okay, 24. Okay. Flag in the backfield. Lord have mercy. Coming back. This is terrible. Even when they do something right, they can't.
Yeah, it looks bad. It looks all bad.
Holding 46. 10-yard penalty. That's the new sign. They just signed Trey McKinney. Yep. 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards. All right, you got 1st and 10 for Washington. Back to pass, throws at Hartman with a good throw. Jaden Bradley with the catch. Okay, Hartman in shotgun, 3rd and 8. Washington desperately needs this 3rd down, just to get a little juice going. Oh, Hartman going deep. He got a man. Bad throw, overthrow for Hartman. If he throw it, if he gets the throw there, it's an easy catch for Bradley. Overthrow on Hartman's side. And Brian Mitchell is and Brian Mitchell. I mean, and the only reason I say this is because you got John Riggins and Brian Mitchell in the booth. So yes, I'm going to talk about them Hall of Famers. I'm going to give you some of what they say, right? So that y'all can know that it's just not us saying it. If Hall of Famers are telling you too, if Hall of Famers, are telling you this too, two guys who got Super Bowl rings, then it should be some validity to it.
I mean, I don't know, man. And I mean, it does seem like every time we make a good play, there's a penalty on the play. It's kind of crazy.
Right, right, right. This is the worst preseason game I think I've seen in a while for out of us. And you know what's crazy? The podcaster said
this is one of the worst.
That we haven't looked like this in years. They said it. I must agree with them. And it's sad that they look this, and it's another thing that's concerning to me, that they look this bad in the joint practice and Quinn didn't correct anything. It seems like they got worse.
Yes.
Because he knew that this was going to, that this was the potential from happening, because he saw what happened in the joint practice. And it just don't seem like he tried to avoid this at all. I mean, how do you expect fans to go out here week 1 against Philly and really support this team after watching us get trounced 31-0 in a preseason game by all second stringers? Lamar Jackson hasn't played in this game. Derrick Henry hasn't played in this game. This is second and third stringers.
This was their backups this is their thirds versus our thirds, and their thirds are demolishing our thirds basically.
Right. And so he knew that this was a potential of happening because it happened during the week, and he still did nothing to avoid this. And so that's my thing. That's my total thing is this had a potential of happening, and it did. That was my thing. And now they're showing highlights of the Eagles, of the Dolphins game. Why are we showing turnovers from other games when we're getting trounced 31-0? This is where I don't like it. I don't like this. I do not like this. It's giving the fans a bad impression. It'll make fans bet money they shouldn't bet. I don't like this out of our media. Now they showing preseason stats: 6 sacks, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, all of this. We're down 31-0. What are we showing those stats for? Why were we showing that highlights? You didn't show them in the first game when it was 0-0, in the first quarter when it was 0-0. You wait till you get down 31-0 to show highlights of the Redskins / Commanders, whatever you call them. You're going to show the highlights of other turnovers from other games.
I mean, what they don't have no highlights to show from us.
You don't show any. You show the low lights then. That's what you show, the low lights.
Well, they're not going to show low lights.
They need to.
They're not at all.
Oh, we got an interception. Joseph. No, 46. Bledsoe got lucky. He got lucky. Okay, you got lucky. It bounced up off a guy. I think he rolls over, and somehow it ends up in Washington's hand. Let's see. Did it hit the ground? How are you celebrating though? My only thing is I'm not going to celebrate at 31 nothing.
At all. At all.
I'm not celebrating personally.
At all.
That might come back though. Let's see. Nah, that's on the ground. That's coming back. That's coming back. That's not an interception. It hit the ground. Yeah, it hit the ground for sure. Hit the ground. Yeah, that's coming back. It hit the ground. That would be no interception for Washington. Yeah, I mean we can't get a break, boy.
It's just not our day, man.
We cannot get a break, man.
It's just
We
not our
cannot
day.
get a break. Yeah, that's definitely hit the ground. It hit the ground. There's no doubt about that. I mean, again, I'm not sure we called a good defensive game either. I'm gonna be fair. Around the board, we haven't called a good defensive game either. But however, when you're not getting first downs, you only had one first down in the first half. It's hard to say that you wasn't calling that that you had any option to call a good defensive game either, because your defense was on the field the whole time.
Okay. So Philly is 0-0 in the Philly Cincinnati game. It is 3-0 New Orleans over Dallas, and it is 7-6 New York. I guess they just tied the game up. The Giants and the Jets. And the it's Snoopy because of the MetLife Stadium. It's the Snoopy Bowl between them two. They're supposed to be the battle with the Beltway, but there ain't been no battle. It's just been belt.
Yeah. It's incomplete. It's an incomplete pass, like I said, hit the ground. Yeah. So that's coming back. Defense back out on the field. You got a 3rd and 7 for the Ravens. 31 nothing. 7:02 left in the third. Ravens on their own 25-yard line, so at least they're not in Washington territory. And hopefully, we can get them all, get a third down stop here. We can get a short field, and we can get something out of these guys. Yes, indeed. 3rd and 7 for the Ravens. Man in shotgun. Man in motion. Back foot. Looks, throws. Interception. This is real this time. Number 40. He's running down the sideline. Held the ball. Redskins in deep in their own territory. Do not run down there and celebrate. Y'all down 31 nothing. Do not run down there and celebrate, please. I hate that. I hate that. All of you running down on the sideline, taking pictures. You're down 31 nothing. Let's not celebrate anything at all. Play with emotion, I agree, but do not. And I think that was good defense. It was man-on-man coverage, basically a basic cover two, and it was an overthrow, and the guy caught the ball like he should. Good play call by Jones. Good play call by Jones on the cover two. Johnson with the interception, and Washington is in business. They at least going to get 3 here. Making it soften up the blow a little bit. All right, they interviewing Antonio Williams.
That's a that's a great play right there to get the interception. I mean, celebrating, I don't know about all that, but
That's what's up. Like Antonio Williams, he said, "This is a dream come true, but I feel like I'm supposed to be here." They asked him if anything has surprised him while he's been on the field. He said, "No, I like it. I like it. This ain't too big. This ain't too big for me, baby. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be on the field. I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do." That's the mentality that that I want to hear out of a rookie. Hartman scrambles, throws it, end zone, bad throw, overthrow on a 3rd and 7. We're gonna kick a field goal. That was a great interview for Williams. That was a great interview for Williams. I like everything about his attitude. I like everything about
What
what
he
he
say?
brings to the table. Williams generally just said they asked him about Stephon Diggs, about how to learn, what he's learned from him, and this, that, and the other. He said the advice to have somebody on your sideline who has done it for a high level for so long and still doing it, to be able to go pluck them for information is immeasurable. So he understands. I mean, he has a good understanding of where he is, what he could do to get better. He has a good understanding about what's going on out there. I am very confident in Antonio Williams. I wasn't in the
I
beginning.
told you, bruh.
I wasn't in the beginning.
I
I
told you I
wasn't
like Charlie.
the greatest fan, but I am seeing things out of him that are very impressive. I think he has the right attitude, and anytime, to me, it all starts with the attitude anyway. So anytime you got the right attitude and you're willing to work and you understand the game, I think you have a shot because you're putting the work in. It's impossible not to get the results when you're putting the work in. So Williams, it's a really good looking
Antonio
kid.
Williams, as a junior, he had 208 catches at Clemson and 11 touchdowns throughout his career. So he can catch the ball.
No, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm okay. I'm okay with Antonio. I think he's going to be the third receiver as well, and I think Diggs is going to be the fourth receiver in this. And so, but my thing is this:
Diggs is going to be the second receiver, bruh.
I don't
It's
think
going to
he's going
be
to be the second. I think De'Ami Brown is going to be the second, personally. And
no, bruh.
I don't like Diggs.
No.
I'm gonna tell you why. Personally, I would not put Diggs on the outside because he's not a good outside receiver. He's good in the slot, finding little soft spots in the zones, finding inside the numbers. He's not a good outside receiver. If they put him on the outside, it's not gonna work.
Bruh.
They should put either Williams. I
I
think De'Ami
disagree.
Brown is who you put on the outside because
I
De'Ami
disagree.
Brown is a great fly guy. So I just think that's a mistake if they do that.
I, I totally disagree. I think it's going to be Terry number one, of course. Diggs going to be the number two. Then you're going to have Antonio Williams as the number three. You're going to have De'Ami Brown
And
be
it
the
won't work.
reserve
And
for
it won't
either
work.
number. Listen, you're going to have De'Ami Brown be the reserve for either number one or number two. And then you're going to have Traylon Burks behind him being the reserve for number one or number two. So
I
let's
would
say if,
either rather see Traylon Burks out there on the outside. I don't think Stephon Diggs
bruh,
is going to be able to get off the
stop.
press. I don't think he's a good
You
get off the
tripping,
press guy.
bruh.
I don't
What
think he's a good get off the
tripping?
press guy on the outside. On the outside in the slot, they
You
can't
are
really press you
tripping.
like that.
You
It's hard to press you on the slot
tripping,
because you can
bruh.
do trips and
Tripping.
you can run some you can run some if you can do trips, especially on
Yeah.
man, you can run some pick plays. So I don't think that
So,
in the slot is different. I don't think he's a good out when he's on the outside receiver, the X receiver or the Y receiver. I don't think that's his best position. That's my personal opinion, and I'm gonna
I
voice it here so
disagree.
that when hold on, I'm gonna voice it here. So during the season, when we watch the film, that is going to show up. Trust me, that one I ain't got to worry
I'm,
about.
I'm telling you this right now. Diggs gonna get off as that second receiver. I'm calling it now. If Diggs don't get off at that second receiver, I'm gonna be honest. It's not gonna be Diggs' fault. It's gonna be the offensive line. To me, that's the only thing scaring me right now. JD5, I
If
got
he's
faith in
not beating press
JD5.
coverage, then it will be his fault, and I think that's what his problem going to be. Is they gonna walk
Even
them
if
men
he's
up to the
pressed,
line of scrimmage
even if he's
and put
pressed,
that
bro,
press
you
on him.
can't just press. I'm telling you, bro, you cannot just press Diggs like
Yes,
the
you
way
can.
you
Yes, you
thinking, bro.
can. Yes, you
No,
can. Yes, you can.
not,
Yes,
bro.
you can.
No, you cannot,
Yes, you
bro.
can. He gets
No,
most
you
of his
cannot.
catches in or from the slot position, not from the X position or the Y position. He's never been a good
Uh,
X or Y guy. That's why they went and got Adam
he
Thielen.
has been, bro. Yes, he has been, bro. He's been a number one receiver, bro, for a
He
team,
wasn't even
bro.
the number one
Talk
receiver
about,
on the Patriots. Just because you have the most catches don't mean you're an X or a Y receiver. It's where you play at. Like CeeDee Lamb is the number one receiver for the Cowboys, but he do not play the X or Y position. He's a slot receiver. I look at Diggs the
yes, he
same way.
does, bro. He
No,
plays
he
all
plays
of
it
it,
on
bro.
certain plays, right? But CeeDee Lamb is primarily a slot receiver. He's not a X or a Y guy. He's
I
primarily a slot
disagree.
receiver.
I disagree. I disagree. I think CD could do it all, bro. And I think Diggs
CD is
can.
not a X. Okay, let me go here. Let me go right now and go to the roster and pull the rosters up and do all of that. But CD is not. He's not a X. So everybody knows this. CD Lamb is a slot receiver. Who doesn't know that?
Bruh, I'm just saying,
That's all
bruh.
I'm saying.
I disagree, bro. I'm just saying.
You
I
can't
dis-
disagree with his position. He was drafted as a slot guy. He's always been in the slot. There's nothing to disagree with. He's a slot guy. He's been a slot guy. He's never really played the X or the Y position. He's
this
always been a slot guy. That's all I'm saying. He's always been a slot guy.
Diggs right here. I'm watching Diggs from last year. He's lined up at the Y a lot. He at
I'm
the
going
Y
to
right
just
there.
pull where he got his catches from. I ain't saying he didn't play it. I'm not
No,
sure.
no, no. This is his highlight. This is his catches, bro. I'm telling you. This is he's played in the Y. He played in the X. He played in the slot right there. That was a stat. He played in the X right there.
But are these highlights or are these
Slot.
he caught a 10-yard pass or 3-yard pass or 4 yard?
The,
Are these touchdowns?
these
Are these meaningful? He
these are
only had
all
3 touchdowns last year, I
these
think.
are all his catches, bro.
Uh, well,
So he's lined up in the slot a lot. You're right, he is in the slot a lot, but he
that's what I'm
plays X.
saying.
No, but listen, he played X a lot, bro. I'm
But
telling
he's
you, a
not
lot of
meaningful.
them.
I don't see any meaningful plays. When I looked at his meaningful plays, they were in from the slot position. That's all I'm saying.
I'm looking at like these are basically all his catches, bro, and he's catching a lot in the slot. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not going to disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that he played the X a lot as well, and he's got catches. This is a touch. Oh, no, that's not a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Not a touchdown. Not a touchdown. I'm trying to see where he caught his touchdowns from. But I'm gonna be real. Like he's playing both, bro. That's what I'm saying. He's one of those players that can do both, bro. Right here at the X, boom, boom, good play,
I don't think he can.
like a
And
50
and
yard.
honestly, the second thing is I don't think those defenses in the AFC East were nowhere near the defenses in the NFC East. That's the second side to it.
I mean,
I don't think that he played against good defenses last year. Buffalo's defense wasn't good last year, and they were the other best competition in that division, and their defense wasn't good last year. Miami's defense was atrocious. The Jets' defense was even worse than that. So I think personally it might be a little fool's gold going on there too. If he is playing the X and getting off, it was because in the Super Bowl he didn't do anything at all from any position.
I get you, bro, but I think Diggs is decent, and I
I
think that uh
no,
I think
I
he's
don't think
decent.
he's a I don't know. It's just I got questions with him in the X spot, and I was okay with him being in the slot. I'm not a big Diggs guy being here anyway. To be fair, I don't see a lot of value in it unless he's in the slot where you used where you used where you used.
Nah, you need Williams in the slot, bro. Williams a dog in the slot.
Okay, but if that's the case, put De'Ami Brown on the X and let him be the fourth receiver. He does not need to be an X, in my opinion, because he's not. It's you're gonna have similar plays. You're gonna have a similar situation which you had on the J when J5 was in there, where he can't get off the line of scrimmage. That's me if he's in that X spot. I just don't
Nah,
see
bro.
him being able to do it.
He's in the X this press coverage and everything. It's the Buccaneers right here. Like I'm watching the play
The
against.
Bucs didn't have a good defense either. They had
I mean,
terrible defense last
that's
year.
just look. That's just who he played. I can't tell you what's what, bro. Like they 6-2 when they playing them though. Is the Patriots 7-2 and they 6-2. So they wasn't no slouches at the time.
I said defense.
All right,
Wasn't good.
I get you. I'm just saying, bro. Like I'm looking at just the different games, bro. And he's at the X. He's at the X right here. He came in. That's a hell of a play. That's a hell of a touchdown. One of his touchdowns. Look at the touchdown against the Bucs.
Against who?
Against the Bucs. At the end of the half, it was a good play, man. He ran motion though. He started at the X, ran in motion, ran a fade out, caught the jump, tiptoe touchdown. Clean.
I'm not a Diggs fan.
Clean, bro. I disagree, bro. I get what you're saying, bro. But
from the X position. I like him much better in the slot. I think he's much because he understands where to find the soft spots in the zones. I think that's his best attribute is finding soft spots in the zones. And if you don't use a player's best attributes, then you're gonna have some trouble.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is that if you're looking at Stephon Diggs and his capabilities, bro, he can play in any position, bro.
I disagree. I think you put him against Quinyon Mitchell, he gets destroyed.
I disagree.
He gets destroyed.
Disagree.
That's what happened in the Super Bowl. What happened in the Super Bowl when he was playing against them top end Seattle corners? He had 2 catches.
Bro, I listen, bro. Listen.
What happened in the AFC Championship game? Where was he at then? What happened in the game before that? Soon as the playoffs, he had all these catches. To be fair, let's talk it if we're gonna talk it. He had all these catches. Hold up, let's be fair. He had all these catches during the season. When the playoffs started, how many catches did he have in the playoffs total? Do we got to pull that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up, bro. As a matter of fact, let's pull it up because I don't think.
Let's pull up his playoff. What he did in the playoffs last year.
I think
when the defenses got good. When the defenses got better. Oh, good throw run, Reynolds on the outside. Good run for Reynolds down to the 41-yard line. Craig Reynolds with the run. Great runs by Craig Reynolds. And now we started to talk about waivers.
I mean, last year,
another good run by Reynolds. I like Reynolds. I definitely like Reynolds more than Allen. I think Allen need to be cut. I'm sorry. His running average is terrible. He's fumbled. I'm just not an Allen fan. That's the guy from Penn State. I had questions about him when we drafted him. I'm sorry. For me, 34-3, I'm going to do some real hard evaluating on everybody. Another holding call. We had 2 holding calls on one play for 2 different players. Man, this is terrible. But yeah, at 34-0, you're going to get some hard evaluations. And so, again, for me, Diggs in the playoffs disappeared. I think he had 3 catches in the Super Bowl. I think he had 1 or 2 catches in the AFC Championship game.
All right, so this is it. So, the Chargers, he had 2 receptions, 5 targets, 16 yards. Okay, against the Texans, He had 4 receptions, 6 targets, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. His long was 14. Against Denver, he had 5 receptions, 6 targets, 17 yards. His long was 6. And in the Super Bowl, he had 3 targets, 3 receptions, 37 yards, 12-yard
He
average.
disappeared in the playoffs, like I said.
He didn't disappear. What do you mean
What?
disappear?
What? Can't be serious.
I mean, he could have listen. Now I would say he had 2 all right games,
Those are not
and
all
he
right
had
games. Those are not all right games for a number one receiver.
what
That you told me
he
he was a
wasn't.
number one. You told me he was a top end guy. That's not an all
No,
right game for a top
I
end
didn't.
guy.
I didn't say he was a number one receiver,
You said he
bruh.
was a top end guy. You said he could play
No,
from any
no, no.
slot. He's versatile. No, do we need to
I
run
think
back the tape with all the stuff you said
I
about him?
did not say he was a top end. First and foremost, I think he's a really good addition. I think he's a really good veteran wide receiver. I do think that he's a quality receiver, and I do think that he could play the X. He could play in the slot. Shit, you could do a lot with Stephon Diggs, in my opinion.
I think
So
you
I,
only
I, and
only
I
thing you got
stand
with
by
Stephon
that.
Diggs is sitting
I
down in some
stand.
zones and finding some holes
Listen,
in the zone. You
listen,
ain't gonna get nothing else out of him. Out of De'Ami
I,
Brown, you get contested catches. You get a great vertical guy. You get way
I,
more at that X position that you
bro,
need than you
bro.
get out of Diggs. You don't get none of that out of Diggs. You just don't.
Bro, Diggs has gotten 1,000 yards damn near every season
He's
he
padding
plays,
his
bro.
stats on bad teams. That's all that he's doing. He's Kirk Cousins. He's the Dak Prescott.
I
He's padding his
disagree.
stats on bad
I, I
teams. When he played the good
I'm
teams,
telling you,
he barely had 20 yards.
I disagree, bro.
You read the stats. What are you talking about? You read the
I,
stats.
that was in the playoffs, bro,
That's
and he
against
wasn't.
all good
Listen,
teams. We know if you made the playoffs, you are a
listen,
good
listen,
team. That's
listen.
against all, not no bad competition.
3 targets. Listen,
He only
listen.
had
Three
3 targets because he's
targets.
not getting
Thir-
open. He can't beat press
Bruh.
coverage.
Okay.
That's what you see. You know,
Okay.
hold on. How much yards per average? Yards per catch. Give me his yards per catch for any of those games.
Um.
He has never averaged over
Yards
11 or
per.
12 yards a catch in that last year in the
He
playoffs.
did
11
in
and
the Super
12.
Bowl. He averaged 12.3.
He only had 3 catches.
Right, 37 yards, 12.3.
I'm not. Okay. Those to me,
I'm a,
Lord knows when the catches came. Probably in the fourth quarter after the game was over.
listen.
So Lord knows,
Listen to what I'm
you know.
saying though, bro. I'm not saying that he's the best wide receiver in the league. I'm saying that he's the guy that will
He's not
consistently
top
catch
30.
passes. And
He's
we've
not a
had a
top
lot.
30 receiver.
Listen, bro. Hold on, son. We have consistently had a lot of drop passes around this motherfucker. Excuse my language. Excuse my language at the slip. We've had a lot of drop passes around here. Oh, a lot of drop passes.
No, we haven't had that many drops, to be fair.
Bruh,
Drops
Zach
wasn't the
Ertz,
problem
bruh.
last year. Last year
Bruh,
wasn't
yes, it
drops. If you want to say
was.
fumbles, I'm with you. If you want to say we didn't move wit, I'm with you. If you want to say drops,
Nah, bruh.
you
We
gonna
had a
have
lot of
fun.
drops.
Drops ain't been a big problem here, to be fair.
We had a lot of drops
I
last year,
disagree.
bro.
Who had a lot of drops? Let me pull his numbers.
We did.
Who? Who had a lot of drops last year?
I'm about to look it up.
Drops that wasn't the problem. Fumbles, yes. Bad defense, yes. Even if you want to say offensive line problems, I don't think that was a big problem, but yeah, I can give you that. Drops, not really. Not really. I don't think that was a big problem. You had some, but definitely not. Rachaad White actually still on the roster. He hasn't played one snap in the preseason. I just don't agree with that.
Is he the starting running back?
I don't agree with your starting running back getting 0 snaps in the preseason.
Derrick Henry ain't played this preseason.
I don't agree with that either. Oh, he touched it. He touched it. He touched it. He touched the ball. I don't think they paid it attention. That touched a Raven, though. That should be Redskin ball. On the punt, that touched a Raven. But yeah, with Rashad White, I don't agree with your starting running back not getting any carries in the preseason. I think that the running back position is too physical. It's too physical not to at least get a couple snaps and a couple hits in the preseason. That's me. I think that's one position where you got to feel it, right? You know, you got to make sure your body's good. How you make sure I got to get out there? He gone. He gone. He gone. 80-yard run for the Ravens. Oh, he got caught at the 18-yard line. Vickers stopped him, and it looked like Vickers pulled a hamstring maybe because he limping as he got up, and he might know it.
Yeah, we actually didn't have that many drops last year. We had 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
20 is still a lot, but 20.
Yeah, and not if you think about it. If 18 games, that's only one drop a game. For real.
17 games.
It's 18
17 games. We had 4 point.
So that's like 1.5. 1.5.
They said we had a 4 point. We said we had a 4.1% drop rate last year.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's okay.
That's pretty good. That's why I say drops wasn't a big problem. Like I said, if you would have said fumbles, I couldn't say nothing. Even if you said offensive line problems, I couldn't. If you would have said wit, I definitely would have shut up. Drops,
I don't know, man.
A huge problem. You know,
I'm talking about there was drops in key moments.
Not
That's
really.
kind of.
I feel like I just feel like we just had to be honest. That's why I don't want what's his name, Mariota, because I feel like it was bad quarterback play too. I think that had bad quarterback play had a lot to do with it as well. Definitely bad defense. Definitely bad defense, but bad quarterback play. That's why I don't want the guy, Mariota. That's why I think it's time for him to go. I have no, like, if J5 get hurt, let's say for whatever, I have no confidence in Mariota.
Me either, to be honest. That's why I'm praying J5 stay healthy all year. If J5 stay healthy all year, I think we got a chance. If J5 get hurt,
yeah, it's over. It's over. Yeah, you can hang it up. If he get hurt, it's over. Mariota ain't gonna win. Yeah. Mariota don't even want to be on the team. He just want the check. In my opinion.
Now, if they might mess around and put Cali McManus in.
Oh my goodness!
And
touchdown, Ravens, 41-3. Austin Reeves with the touchdown. 3 plays, 82 yards, 1 minute 53 seconds off the clock. 40-3, Redskin fans. 40. Man, Brian Mitchell say the next time they get on the field, it better not look like this. Next time. You know, Riggo feel like it's going to be something positive after this. Riggo say it's going to be something positive after this. Brian Mitchell is teed off. Brian Mitchell is teed off.
I mean, he should be. This is a belt to ass type of situation.
This might be worse than that. This might be wrap you up in a carpet and throw you off the bridge and you swim with the fishes. You swim with the fishes.
Hopefully,
the situation.
But hold on.
No hopefully, this is a killing. This is a murder. This is
listen though. Hopefully, we understand that Sam Hartman ain't the guy. Now, I'm a little mad that Cali McManus ain't have a lot more.
I think it was a hit job on him, though, personally. I think they purposely didn't call the good plays for him. I think that was a hit job.
Obviously, they ain't calling no good plays for Hartman either.
That's true. This offense, yeah, Blau,
man. Blau.
And let's be fair. I'm going to be fair to myself. I gave the Blau hiring up -F. It looks like I was right a little bit. A little bit. At least if you just take the preseason, get rid of everything else, and it's hard to judge somebody on preseason, quote unquote. Cool, I can take that. But in the preseason, he's been an F-.
I'm gonna be real. Devontae Jones don't look happy at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm real. He look pissed.
Yeah.
He don't look happy at all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's one thing. He's still out there, serious face coaching. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I think that's a good sign to me.
They got London Fletcher in the booth. My man London. Shout out to London Fletcher. He don't look happy either. London don't look happy either, man.
Yeah. Man, what this defense about to get together. Hey, that's the thing. I'm happy for this because this is the slap in the face we needed right before the season started. Like, honestly, Philly is a tough team. And going out there and getting your ass beat, you get what I'm saying? And I'm glad a lot of the starters didn't play because the starters better take this serious too. Man, last time we went out there, they got our ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Cuts coming. And when the roster get cut down,
London Fletcher
you know
has
what
the
I'm
second
saying?
most all-time solo tackles in history of the NFL. He also is not in the Hall of Fame. Please make it make sense.
I thought London Fletcher is in the Hall of Fame.
He is not in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Washington Ring of Fame. He's in the our Ring of Fame, but he's not in the Hall of Fame, no. And he has the second most solo tackles in the history of the NFL. Yeah.
That's
Riggo, I love Riggo. Riggo gave him some credit. He said when you think about Mike Singletary, when you think about Ray Lewis, you gotta say London Fletcher too, to be fair. You think about Dick Butkus, he's cut from that same cloth. And that's coming from John Riggins. So that's a great compliment. Hartman with a throw, a catch, but still ain't get a first. This what I mean by righting the ship, though, if you Dan Quinn, right? You got to know when the thing is going left, how to get the momentum back to your sideline, whether that's running the ball. And you still can call vanilla plays, but still be somewhat organized as to how you approach this. I think David Blau is not experienced enough to be calling plays. And I think this is showing. I think the last game in Detroit showed it. Because as well as the players getting outplayed, he's getting outcoached too. On a 3rd and 2, back to pass, Hartman going deep. He has a man wide open, overthrow. Nash, he had Nash wide open, overthrow on a 3rd and 2. Come on, man. Why is he still on the team? Same thing with Brian Mitchell. They showing Brian Mitchell stats again. 23,000 all-purpose yards, 23,330 all-purpose yards, second all-time to Jerry Rice. 3-time Pro Bowler, 13 special teams touchdowns, which is a record, an NFL record. Joe Jacoby as well should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree. That is way over. That Joe Jacoby not being in the Hall of Fame is way overdue. That is way overdue. Joe Jacoby was the best tackle in the NFL in an era that had the best pass rushers. You know, out of any area of football, you had Reggie White, in that era, Lawrence Taylor, in that these people that was in his division. And they dragged 3 Super Bowls out that division with both of those guys on another team. meaning Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor. These are the two greatest pass rushers ever. And if you think they weren't the two greatest pass rushers ever because they was going up against Jacoby and them Hogs twice a year, you out your mind. That's what made them the greatest, because they was going up against the greatest. You know, we could talk whatever we want to talk.
No, man. I think Reggie White, bro, was just gonna be different regardless, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, do I think that
going up
made him
against
better?
them Hogs did not make them better? And like again, I'm gonna go back to what Joe Gibbs said.
No.
About Lawrence Taylor.
I'm not saying it didn't make him better, bro. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that, like, man, the minister was gonna be the minister regardless, bro.
I can't say that.
The minister. Bro.
I can't say that. I think him coming out of that NFC East. One, let's be clear about this. He did not win any Super Bowls in the NFC East. Let's be clear about that. He didn't even win a playoff game in the NFC East.
I agree. But he was still dominant himself.
He didn't win till he left and got away from the Hogs.
Bruh, listen to what I'm saying, though. Was he still dominant himself as a player?
Not against us.
Bruh, I'm asking about his career, bruh.
Against others, maybe. Not against us.
In his career,
I'm not making an argument for Reggie White. I'm making an argument for Joe Jacoby right now.
I understand that.
And was he great against us? No. Was he great against others? Yeah.
Bruh.
Go look at his stats against us. He has one time where he had 2 sacks. That's it. He had 1 sack. He had 2 sacks in one game against. I'm talking about against Jacoby too. Against Jacoby, he had one game where he had 2 sacks. That was it. Jacoby shut him down.
Man, bro, I'm just saying, bro.
So that's why I'm giving Jacoby credit. Jacoby went up against Lawrence Taylor the same way. Like when Joe Theismann got hurt, the play Joe Theismann got hurt, Jacoby's not on the field.
I get you, bro, but I'm just saying, bro. When you think about a dominant pass rusher, bro, Reggie White is one of the names that you think about, bro.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm not taking nothing away from Reggie White. This is not an argument against Reggie White.
I can't disrespect the minister.
No, this is not an argument against Reggie White. This is an argument for Joe Jacoby.
I mean, I get what you're saying about Joe Jacoby, and I agree. You know, certain people should go into the Hall of Fame. Back then,
not to mention he went up against Ken Harvey too. Ken Harvey was in that division too.
I mean, what I'm saying is it was a lot harder back then for the linemen to get the praise that they deserve. To be real, all of the Hogs should go into the Hall of Fame together. To be honest,
you're right.
You know, if we're gonna do it, we need to do it. We need to do it the right way.
But Jacoby, out of all the Hogs, Grimm was different, and Jacoby was different. But the rest of the guys were interchangeable. Those guys were irreplaceable.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and so what need to happen is the guys that need to get in. So as fans, what we need to do is we need to be putting their names on the ballots, putting their names or where to say that these guys need to be in, to be honest.
Yeah. You got 9:59 left in the fourth, 41-3. Baltimore is up, trouncing Washington. I think Brian Mitchell number should be retired too for the Redskins. Why they haven't retired Brian Mitchell number is disgusting. I love Robert Henry Jr. I don't like him on this punt return right now. It seems like they just throwing anybody at punt return. I don't like that out of Quinn. Robert Henry is proven that's why he did a fair catch. I don't blame you, Henry, because he want to be out there. Thank you, Henry. Be smart. Do a fair catch. Every time you put me out there, I'm just going to fair catch it. Because I don't want to do this. Let that man run the ball with what he do. He's a running back. He's not a returner.
I disagree. If he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't be out there.
No, he did. No, that isn't true. You don't have a choice when you're trying to make a team.
Well, you signed up for it.
You don't remember he fumbled at the last thing last year. I mean, last game when we got the ball.
if you don't want to do it, you're not signing up for it. That's one of those things that you sign up for.
No, it's
You
not.
know?
Bree, you don't sign up for special teams. They force you to play it. What you talking about?
No, no, they force you to play special teams, to do kick returns, punt returns,
No, they
blocking, and
for
all
even
that.
returns. They will force you to be a returner, even if you don't want to be.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think we got plenty of return people, so I don't think they would have forced them.
They are forcing him out there. He's not even comfortable.
I,
That's why he fumbled. He didn't fumble on any running plays. He fumbled on a return.
I mean, because he just fumbled. It's what happens.
And that's why he called. He could have ran that. He didn't have to call a fair catch. I know why he called a fair catch because hey, I don't really want to be out here. Smart. It was smart. It was smart. It was
I
smart.
don't know. I don't know, man.
Leave him at running back. Go and develop a real returner. You just putting anybody back there. Go and develop some returners.
Well,
Let Jeremy
well,
Reeves.
I mean, I think that he
To
wanted
me,
to.
Jeremy Reeves should
I
be your
honestly think he
returner,
wanted to be
especially if you
back
ain't
there.
using him on defense. That's your main
Jeremy
special
Reeves
team
made the
guy.
team. He
Huh?
already made the team, bro. This is for people that did not make the team already, bro.
Oh, they got rid of Jeremy Reeves?
No, he made the team already.
Right. That's why I said Jeremy Reeves should be your main returner.
No, but listen to what I'm telling you, bro. He's not going to be out there right now.
Why
They are
wouldn't he
looking
be?
for people because they're looking for people that's going to be making the team now. This is the last dress rehearsal for people that have not made the
Quick
team,
question:
bro.
Is the kicker who's kicking? Is he going to be the actual kicker this year?
Maybe. I don't know how
Do we
many
have
people
another
they.
kicker
Oh,
on the
you
roster?
talking about Stevens? Oh
Yes.
no, no, we cut what's the name last week.
So Stevens is the only. So he's going to be your starting kicker, right? Didn't he? Didn't he
Yes.
just kick? Trustway was just out there punting. Didn't Trustway just punt? That's your starting punter. Why is they out there punting? If that's the case, because you're trying to give
Bruh.
them. I'm gonna hear me out. You're trying to
No,
give them
bruh.
some
It's not
reps.
the
You're trying to
same.
give them some reps. Do the same thing with everybody else.
No, bruh. It's not the same, bruh.
I said
The
on special
kid,
teams. On returner it is, because those are two special teams guys.
it's not. It's not, bruh. It's not the same, bruh. The
Okay.
reason why it's not the same, multiple reasons. One, Tress Wade didn't play the first game because he was over there flexing his muscles with Terry Crews. Okay? So that's the first thing. So he got his last rep before the season started. That's cool too. Stevens just made the team last week for real. So now you getting him a couple game reps because he just made the team.
Whether
Now
you just made
Jeremy,
the team or not, you need
hold
reps.
on, hold on. Jeremy
Robert
Reeves,
Henry ran him over. Let's go, Henry.
Jeremy Reeves. That's the thing though. Jeremy Reeves, he is already a vet. He's already on the team. He's already locked in. He's probably not even dressed for this game for real.
I
You
don't
know what I'm
care. I think he
saying?
should be out there getting some reps. I don't think right now,
Nah,
personally,
they
after you
need.
5-12 or 5-3, whatever the record was, to me, everybody should dress up for every preseason game, whether you're getting in or not. You don't have the luxury of sitting out. You are terrible. You got only way you're gonna get better is on the field.
I understand that, son, and that's how you would run your ship. I personally would not run my ship that
And
way.
that's why they
I
down
don't.
41-0. I mean 41-3.
No,
That's why you got the
no,
results you got. You're not holding people
no,
accountable.
no, 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 no. That was I'm not down 41-3 as a
Meaning
head
not
coach.
you. I'm saying Quinn.
I,
Because he's running this ship
I,
like
I,
this, we're seeing it doesn't work. We're seeing the results. We saw the
I
results
mean,
last year.
I'm not happy about this game. I will say that week one of the regular season, I just better see a better result. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to run this preseason game in the ground. This is a preseason game. We need to get past this anyway. But this should be a wake up call to everybody in our organization that if we don't take it serious, that's what teams going to do to us. I don't want to see no smiles on the sideline. I don't want to see nobody running down and doing all of that. This is us trouncing. We getting thumped. And instead of us being having some pride about ourselves, we still sitting there acting like it's okay.
Once it got to
So
10-0, I would have pulled my. If I was David Blau, see, I'm gonna throw my authority around a little bit. I'm not playing this game. Once it got to 10-0, I'm gonna pull my guys in a huddle. Every offensive player, whether you got on a jersey or not, I'm gonna say I need you over here. Every single offensive player. Whether you have on a jersey or you don't, you're going to be a part of this huddle. And I would have pulled my guys in there and I would have said, look, let me tell y'all like this. I expect every man on this roster to play like a starter. There are no backups. There are no whatever. Because you may get in the game, we may need you. And I want to be confident that I can depend on you. And if I ain't confident that I can depend on you, you're not going to be on this roster. I don't care who you are. So we down 10-0. If I don't see a better effort, don't worry about it. You won't be here tomorrow. Trust. And that's what I would have did. I would have let them know, I don't care what position you are. I look at you as a starter. I don't care where they got you at on the roster. I look at you as a starter. I want to see you play like a starter. Because you may have to start at some point.
Yeah.
You don't get no backup excuses for me. If you're on this roster, you are a starter. So that's me. You supposed to, for me, when a team, when they know that they can lose 41-3, even in a preseason game, right? And they know ain't gonna be no heavy reprimand to it, hey, they liable to do it again. One thing about Joe Gibbs, we know why this didn't happen to him often, because it was hell to pay. And people got fired when this stuff like this happened.
Yeah.
But if you know you can do this and keep your job, who cares? Hand off up the middle to Austin Reed. He gets about 3. Baltimore with the ball. 5:49 left in the fourth. Washington just getting trounced. This is terrible. 41-3. 3rd and 3. Rasheem with the tackle. Yeah, I'm not sure, how Quinn can come back from this.
I mean, it's preseason, man. So
Meaning how he's going to come back, rather. I say how he's going to. He hasn't been good at coming back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he should come back a lot
stronger. He hasn't
been
good at recovering from bad losses. Like last year, that's how the windfall happened. We had that first bad loss, I think the Dallas or whoever it was, and we just never recovered. We were decent against the Giants, beat the Giants, in fact. No, the Green Bay loss. The Green Bay loss happened. I think the Green Bay loss is what threw the whole season off. And we got trounced like then on Monday night. 38-3. After that, I think the confidence of the team was lost, that we were not a top-level team. We're not who we thought we were. And he never reconvened or re-showed that, no, we are who we is. That was just a bad game, a bad outing by me. So don't worry about it. I'm going to take that one. Y'all didn't do it. I didn't do it. Let's get back on the field, and I'm going to need more effort. I'm going to be better, but I'm going to need y'all to be a little better too.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just saying right now, from what it looks like, Dan Quinn is he got a, like, as far, especially depth. We don't got a lot of depth, meaning our players gonna have to stay healthy, because one, we don't look like we got the strongest offensive line. Now, we can do shit to help the offensive line. Get the ball out, JD5 hands fast. Let Chig work the middle of the field. Let Diggs work the middle of the field as well. You get what I'm saying? Them type of players. Move Terry around. You know what I'm saying? Something that I don't think that we've done very much this before. Now we can move Terry around. It's a lot of stuff that Lyle could do to help the offensive line. Now, the Eagles and the Cowboys is the first 2 weeks of the season. If we come out of that 2-0, we starting the season really good. We come out that 0-2, we starting out the season really bad, because we way behind the ball. You get what I'm saying?
We got Seattle that third game.
And I know Seattle's the third game. I just want to start with the first two because the Seattle game matter for NFC seeding. You get what I'm saying? But the division games matter for for the division. You know what I'm saying? So coming right out the gate with those two division opponents, I think that that's really really important. You know, now JD5, he had a bad year last year. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a great year at all. If JD5 come out and he come out focused and he come out striking against the Eagles, it's going to be a long year for the rest of the NFL because I think the Eagles and the Cowboys and early in the year, those are two big ones. Now, the Seattle the Seattle Seahawks is another big one, but
I don't think there's any
they're
buts
not
there.
division. I'm gonna
I
say they're
think
not. Hold on, but they're
no.
not in our division. They're not in our division. I would love to beat Seattle as well because for the NFC seeding, I think we're going to need to beat Seattle to get the number one seed or to do something like that. I think we're going to need to beat Seattle. But to beat the Eagles and the Cowboys for those first two games is kind of more important, especially because we see them later in the year. If we can start out 2-0 in the division, that is huge for
I
winning the
agree with that.
division.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I'm saying about the Seattle game. Not that it doesn't matter, but that I feel like it's so far down the line and it's so much more at stake in these first two games that not even really focus on Seattle. You get what I'm saying?
I disagree with that totally. I think that's the hardest team you got out of the three is the Super Bowl champs. I think you should be preparing for them now. Same way I think you should be preparing for Dallas now. Same way I think you should
Yeah,
be preparing for Philly now. Those three games,
yeah,
first four games, I
yeah.
think that
No,
you should because they are
no,
so tough. I think you have to do extra work to prepare because the beginning of the season is so tough.
nah,
I think you got to do
nah.
extra work, extra time,
But
extra.
I think that when the schedule came out, I think that that's what you started back then. I think right now, like
Well,
I
you didn't
think
know
that
who they was going to be. That's when you didn't know who was going to be on the roster for them. So you can't say you
nah, when
started back then. You know,
yeah,
now
yes,
you know
yes, you
who they
had to.
got.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you who you knew was gonna be on the roster. You knew Jackson Smith. You knew Smith and Jigba is gonna be on the roster. You knew Sam Donald gonna be on the roster. As far as the defense, you knew who like Wooten. You knew it was a couple people that was gonna be on that roster, and you
Yeah,
needed
but
to
you can't
start getting
prepare a
playing.
game plan for people for because you don't know
Yeah.
who else they're gonna have complimentary. You don't know what they're gonna run. You don't even know what half
You,
what they're gonna run. So you really got
I mean,
to wait it
I
out a
get how
little
you
bit.
feel. I get how you feel, but that's how I would have did. I would have started back then, and I'd have kept working my way up. Right now, by the time I got to right now, I would be now for me installing the game plan for Dallas. I mean for the Eagles and the Cowboys, and then I would have a new install for the for the Seahawks. My next install will come before the Seahawks. So my first install will come right there with the Eagles and the Cowboys. These two division games, we got it. These are must-win games, and this is starting the season out.
I mean, I get you. I just don't think that's gonna work. I think you gotta. Seattle's too good. You gotta get extra time on them. You gotta get a couple weeks on them. And so I
But
don't know.
that
And
no,
honestly, I don't know that
but
Dan
see,
Quinn.
that's what I said. I would have been doing it all the way up until now
No, but I
because
wouldn't do it up
now,
until now because I don't know who they're gonna have. I'll wait till they get the rock. You know what? After the draft, mainly
right?
after the draft,
No,
I'll probably start on it. But I would have started.
no,
Me personally, I wait till
I
closer to
would
the season till I get some film on it.
soon as the soon as the schedule started, I would have because because McDonald's film, I get some film on McDonald, what he like to run.
Well,
You
what
know what
happens
I
if
can
they
do a lot
trade?
of
What
that.
What happens if Jackson and Jigba is lost for the season?
No, I'm
You done
saying,
put in
but
and you done put in 12 hours, 13 hours, 15 hours on just him by himself, and he's gone for the season.
no, I'm talking about the what they like to run. McDonald is still there. Certain people are still there on that staff, and that's what I'm saying. What does the coach like to run?
So
What
you
is
think
this
them
one?
getting?
You
I
know?
think they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire this year. Who did they get at running back? They got somebody or drafted something. So you think whoever they got at running back this year, they're gonna run the same thing they
No,
ran
because
last
Kenneth
year?
Walker. I'm not because Kenneth Walker gone. I'm not looking at Kenneth Walker. I'm
No, I'm saying
saying
Walker gone, but they got another running back in his place. How you gonna
they
scout him?
got They got not Pacheco because Pacheco went to Detroit. Um, Dang, who did they get? I forgot who they got. I forgot who they got. Oh man,
Yeah, that's what I'm
let
saying.
me
But
see.
whoever they got, they're not gonna run the same thing for him that they ran for
Well,
Walker.
well, Zach Charbonnet still there?
Yeah, Charbonnet, but they still not gonna run the same thing for him that they did with Walker.
Right, but Charbonnet ran last year. Some stuff that he was on. It's some stuff that you can plan, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I don't know. 131 left in the fourth. Washington, losing 41-3. Hand it off. Reynolds. We've scored 3 points in this game. That's it. They said this is so terrible. The play of the game is John Riggins' Super Bowl run
Oh my God, that's terrible.
from the first Super Bowl. That's the play of the game today.
That is so terrible.
January of 1983. That's the play of the game today. I've never seen that.
Right now, right now, they got, I guess, Holaney as their number one person, their number one back.
Is he a rookie?
They got Jadarian Price this year. I mean, they're running back there. I don't think they really. They got Velus Jones. Remember Velus Jones?
Yeah.
They got Justin Jones from Auburn. So they got a couple young backs.
All right. That's the end of the game. 41-3. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know what to say. I knew it would be bad today, or I felt like it would be bad. I didn't think it would be this bad.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I'm not going to hold them too long because I got some moves to make.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. I think that this was a horrible coaching job. I think that David Blau should have taken this more serious. I think that although I like Deontay Jones, this is embarrassing. 41 points is crazy. You know what I mean? But when your offense isn't moving the ball, they're not
Right.
scoring, they're not
That's the
doing none
thing.
of that. It's hard to stop offenses. And I feel like we didn't take this game as serious as we should have. And I also feel like this should be the wake up call. This should be the slap in the face. This should be the we cannot let this happen again. I'm glad it happened before it actually counts. You know what I mean? I'm glad it happened before it actually counts because now there's no excuse on the coaching staff, on the players, on the offensive coordinator, on the defensive coordinator. You know what it feels like to get your head beat in, and you should be mad. You should not be okay. You shouldn't walk off the field smiling or none of that. You should be upset because you got trounced like this in your uniform. Okay, and you walked and you went up the street. It's not like you had to go far. People, it's not like you was uncomfortable. Okay, you walked up the street and got your butt beat. All right, BTA today for us, and it sucks. But I'm gonna say this: when this 53 man roster come out, because the 53 about to happen. Okay, I believe 53 man roster got to go in by Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So when it goes in, I want to see what our offensive line looks like. That's the thing that concerns me going into the season. I know, Ro, we were talking about doing a pre-show, prediction show, and all that, so we could do that. Drop when the 53 man drop. I think we can get it all in, you know. But I got to say for the night, this was a tragic trouncing. We should be very upset with what we've seen tonight. And that's my final thought.
Okay. We had point with the final. I'm gonna give mine. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned, and I don't see this as being a good season right now. I am. We do got predictions coming up. This week we're gonna do Redskins predictions. We're gonna do some of the other things. But right now, right today, I do not see this being a good season. I don't see Blau lasting as the offensive coordinator through 4 weeks. After the third game against Seattle, I think he's going to either have to be replaced or he's going to have to be fired, or Dan Quinn going to end up getting fired. I kind of this season is gearing up, kind of like Jay Gruden's last season. This is how it's feeling right now. Because in Jay Gruden's last season, our schedule was brutal. Them first 5 games, Jay Gruden dropped the first 5 games, end up dropping all the way to 7, and then the fans started to boycott if they didn't fire him. So they fired him and then fired Bruce Allen later in the year and end up hiring Ron Rivera. This feels like that season to me. And unless I see more out of Quinn, I'm not going to change my stance on that. Because I don't think Quinn did very much of anything to fix this as it went downhill today. I don't even think he cares. I didn't see any ounce of caring out of Dan Quinn today after a 41-3 trouncing. I don't care if your backups was out there. Hell, I don't care if your practice squad was out there. I'd have been pissed at a 41-3 now. We all professionals. Ain't no college team. This ain't no college team. This is the NFL. So I just feel like everything is inept right now. I don't like the front office. I definitely don't like Josh Harris or anything he brings to the table. I'm still on the fence with Adam Peters, but I think several moves of Adam Peters need to be questioned, like why is Sam Hartman still on the roster, and who is making these decisions? Are you calling the shots, or is Quinn calling the shots? Because Sam Hartman shouldn't still be here at all. I think today showed that as well. Y'all are keeping him here because he's J5's friend. You need to get him off the roster and get somebody in here who can play. I'm tired of seeing him out there because he's J5 friend. Because that's the only reason he's here. So I think it's a whole bunch. Mariota shouldn't be on the roster. I think it's a whole bunch that I'm looking at like, Quinn, who's making the decisions here? The Eagles down 9-0. I'm watching it. They just switched to this game. We're not going to call it. But, again, that's my final thought. I don't like anything that's going on right now. I'm not confident in this team. I'm not sure we beat Philly week 1. I don't even see us beating Philly week 1. I don't even think it's going to be close the way we played today, because Philly plays a lot of ball like the Ravens. Okay, so let's figure this out. Sit back. We'll do our season predictions throughout the week. We'll make sure we get those to y'all. And I guess we'll see you the first week. Oh, actually, before that, we'll do an end of the week show for everybody out there listening. We'll do a beginning of the year show with all the predictions and, what the other teams look like and all the new roster moves around the league, and just get you acclimated on what's going on around the league. Sunday, on the Sunday of the first game of the season, we'll make sure we'll do the pregame show and make sure we get y'all all acclimated for what to expect out of this Washington Redskin team. Right now, though, everybody was right. And as far as saying that this wasn't a good matchup, the Ravens trounced us in the joint practice. So I think that we have some bones to figure out and go forward with the season. Like, the podcast is going to be right a lot of times, and just to be fair. And so, again, I'm not going to hold you too much. That's pretty much my final thought. It's ETA Row Point B signing off here for the Nature Sports Podcast, and we'll see y'all later on.